Hello, my name is Ekaterina Burlakova, and I'm very glad to present my presentation, the topic of which is modern tendencies in the pronunciation of the central diphthongs. In modern English, one can observe some new tendencies in the pronunciation of some sounds. We can discern several distinct fates for the central diphthongs ur, ear, in the contemporary pronunciation of the standard Southern British English. I should point out that not all of these diphthongs have undergone each of the fates. In our work, we are based on an article by Jeff Lindsay and his research. We also did our own research to confirm the phonetician's hypothesis. There are some British accents in which practically all the traditional Cure words belong to the thought set. But now, even in the south of England, such merger can be observed. So the words endure, more, and tor are pronounced with the thought vowel. Let's listen to the word cure itself.
Cure. Cure.
Cure. As you can hear, here is the thought vowel. For some speakers, some cure words have merged not into thought, but into nurse. It is widespread in rhotic American English, but is not very common in Britain. Online dictionaries tend to be out of date, and they don't give nurse merger as an American option for secure. But it's very common and clearly the basis for a rhyme in the series of picture ads for PayPal, which you can see on the screen. The rhyme is girly, securely. Goose merger seems much more common. It's an option when followed by the letter R and a vowel. The words like Europe, rural, and tourist are practically never heard with a central diphthong, not even from conservative-sounding newsreaders. The vowel here tends to be realized as a monophthong that may be interpreted as a variant of oo. Let's listen to the online Cambridge Dictionary entry for the word tourist.
Tourist. Tourist.
Tourist with the oo, with the monophthong. As you can hear, this is the goose merger. Another fate for the central diphthong is varisyllabicity, which is widely exhibited by the cure and near sets. These should be analyzed respectively as ur, smoothable to u, and ear, smoothable to e. To illustrate varisyllabicity, here are pairs of words in which the first members sound disyllabic, while the second members, in which further syllables occur within the word, exhibit smooth and compressed monosyllabic variants. And the first pair is near and nearly.
Near, nearly.
Near. It sounds disyllabic and nearly sounds monosyllabic. Another pair is secure and security.
Secure, security.
Secure, disyllabic, and security. It is not only monosyllabic, but also it is monophthonal. For the cure vowel, far more common today is a monophthonal realization with a rounded central quality, which can be transcribed as you can see on the screen. Let's listen to this sound in the word pure.
Year.
Year. This monophthong sounds similar to nurse, but is distinct from it. Let's compare these two sounds. Firstly, this sound in the word pure again.
Year.
And nurse vowel in the word fern. Nurse vowel is clearly more front and open. There's also an increasing number of speakers for whom near has simply become a lone monophthong e. These speakers never say beer or here, but only the smooth forms be and he. This applies primarily to young speakers. The central diphthong is relatively well preserved in lower class speech. In modern world, it's much more common to use the contemporary monophthong like square or mare. Let's listen to the example.
Square.
Square, not square. We conducted our own research that enabled us to investigate the modern tendency in the pronunciation of the central diphthongs, described by Jeff Lindsay on his website. Our aim was to check if we can really state that the RP style of pronunciation is old-fashioned and not common in Great Britain. For this purpose, we analyzed some videos with native speakers pronouncing the words with the centering diphthongs. The overwhelming majority of test subjects used thought vowel in the words sure, poor, and pure instead of the diphthong. Not a single person pronounced the word sure with ur, and only in a few % of cases of use of the words poor and pure we can find a diphthong. Speaking of the diphthong or, the most distinct trend in pronunciation is merger. And this is a well-established change. While monophoning and varisyllabicity are not so strongly pronounced, and so they are the recent innovations. The next diphthong, which is of interest for us, is ear. We can also follow the modern trends in the pronunciation of the words real, here, and clear. The majority of the British young people resort to monophoning, and quite a lot of them to varisyllabicity. The RP diphthong is not very popular at all. Regarding this diphthong, we can state that monophoning in this case is a well-established change, while varisyllabicity is a recent innovation. And the last but not the least monophthong under consideration, under consideration is air. Analyzing the words care, there, and fair, we can see that almost every test subject uses the monophthong air instead of the traditional diphthong. Concerning this diphthong, the diphthong air, we can state that the modern trend in the pronunciation is quite distinct and obvious, and it is almost complete. Based on the work done, we can confirm that the modern tendencies in the pronunciation of the central diphthongs can be easily found in the speech of the native speakers. We can also conclude that the RP pronunciation of the diphthongs under consideration is quite old-fashioned, and we should follow the modern trends in the pronunciation to sound contemporary and British-like. On the slide, you can see the list of references. Thank you for your attention.